Season 4.
Killing machine, this bomber clock from one bomber clock column.
Yeah. I get that feeling in my stomach like I'm feeling for a come up, like a pregnant woman eating for her unborn son or daughter. Serial killer with a splash of cold milk. These men are built by weight, lactic acid, home skills. For the massive more meals, for the gastric hole still. Listen, we may clash but the titans don't chill. This is food for thought, food for you all. We ain't the news, just a crew with the tools for the sport. Fast food.
You are now listening to the Fast Food Podcast.
No.
Right.
This is the Fast Food Podcast, intermittent fasting.
Yes.
And we always get the meals here. We
In.
always get the meals here.
Eat so much.
This is the Fast Food Podcast. This is season 4, episode 7 for crying out loud.
Oh,
7, you know. Episode 7. I am your humble.
Siete.
I'm your humble host, Morgan Heights. I'm here with two of my illustrious co-hosts, Trim Trimmer, who's got the keys to my bimmer,
Siete.
and Drizzy Sakafet Freckles is in the building. It's good to see you boys, man. It's good
Let's
to
have
see
some
you
fun.
boys. For those who don't know, we're here every fortnight to bring you food for thought, food for the mind, soul food for the palate. Yes, let's go. We're on this thing right now. Shout out to the co-hosts in the building today. It's good to see you. I couldn't wait to see you today. Shout out to Joe, the cameraman. Wagwan, my G.
What's going on?
Blessings, young king. It's
You need to clear the throat quickly.
Listen, before we get started, all audio episodes are available on iTunes, Spotify, Soundcloud, and Google Podcasts. Visual episodes are available 2 days after the audio is out on our YouTube channel, plus clips. Subscribe to Fast Food Podcast TV and support, show love. How is everybody doing today?
Good. Feeling good, feeling
Yeah.
great, feeling nice.
Yeah.
It's been a good week.
What have you been doing this week?
Oh, this week, oh man. Well, working my ass off.
Right. Because you are a
Busy guy.
One thing about Trim is he's busy and he's always working, and I rate that work ethic that you have. I do rate that still.
So yeah, man, as you already know, like with the trading and all of that
Yeah.
side of things, I've been building up the team, helping the team build their teams. That's been crazy. And it's a different skill set, so it's something else that I've now had to
Right.
get used to. But yeah, that's been amazing. Been in the studio with Tyler.
Shout out to Tyler.
Shouts out to Tyler. Shouts out to Hazeline. She's killing it right now.
Blessings.
She's cooking up a storm in the studio right now. And we've got Tyler who's actually doing the sound engineering now. So he's got many strings to his bow.
Hey, shout out to him.
So he's doing his thing.
Good,
I
that's
also
good.
shout out to Carmela, who's been coming around and giving her advice and definitely adding value to everything that we
Wicked.
do. So yeah, my week's been nice, and yeah, it's I'm grateful.
Good. That's
Very,
all. That's
very
all we can
grateful.
be, man.
And
Just-
now I'm here with y'all,
yeah, man.
about to chop it up.
Yeah, we're chopping it up.
Yeah, yeah,
What
my
day is
lips.
it?
Anywhere in the world, what you hear?
What day is it today?
It's every
I'm
day.
not sure.
It's every day. It's every day.
It's a new day. That's what it is. It's a new
Okay,
day.
so Drizzy, we going fishing today?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get your hooks out.
Fishing.
Get your stick in your hook.
Good vibes only.
What's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm still black. I'm still blessed. Still drinking water. Still minding my business. You know how it goes. That's the
Minding your own data.
Own
Love
data.
it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Talk about last night.
Straight away.
Yeah, I kind of. I mean, if you're okay and you're healthy, strong, and
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
this is the fast food podcast.
It's fast.
Let's get to
Fast
the.
that comes at you thick and fast, man. So basically,
Drizzy
for
Freckles.
those who don't know, there is an app called another social app called
Another one.
Another one.
It's another one.
And what we've been doing in there is, so I'd say Clubhouse is basically what I'd say Clubhouse is the audio version of Twitter. Instead of typing, say what you want to say. So
I never looked at it like that actually, but yeah,
that's
pretty
how
much
you know what I mean?
a social Twitter,
Yeah.
audio, Twitter.
Audio.
Yeah, audio. Yeah. So we've been, dibbing and dabbling,
Chopping it up with kinfolk.
Who we'll big up later on in the show. And we've been doing these little verses because, verses is the big thing that got us through the whole pandemic. It's still ongoing, but at the peak times, those verses definitely was like a comfort. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So shall I backdate to your one, or do you want me to just stay on point?
I see what you're doing.
Hold on. I didn't mean it in the disrespect. Just that I just wanted people to know, like, I was just going to say, like, so we've been doing these verses and we had versus Kendrick.
Yeah, right. You're right. So yeah, we did. So basically on Clubhouse, with the associates that we have on here, we started basically a battle room.
Yeah.
A room for battling.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it, we was chopping it up. We started coming up with different ideas of who we were going to battle against. Long fast forward, I battled, was it Wednesday last week? Wednesday last week, one of the young members of our
room,
our little community,
yeah.
AJ, who's very well versed in hip hop, actually, well versed in hip hop. I commend him. So we just decided to have a battle, and it was Kendrick versus J. Cole on Wednesday, 9:00. He just edged it. I set the premise: you play 2 tracks, and then he plays his 2 tracks. I play a track.
Yeah.
He plays his track. I play a track. He plays his track. Then we swap it round. He plays, we play, and we go to, I think that, how many, was that 20, that record? Was that 20 records?
10. I feel like it might have been 10. It depends on their catalogue. You have
Depends on,
or 20.
I think it was 10 actually. Yeah. So we played 10 and he just edged it. But it was great. What was good about the battle is because I just came out the blocks and I was winning at one point. I think it was 4 or 5-2.
Yeah.
And then he just turned it around and his records were just connecting more with the audience. But we basically got to a tiebreaker and I lost on the tiebreaker to AJ. Yeah. So fast forward again, Drizzy's gone, bro, I didn't like the way you took the L there.
Yeah.
Representing Fast Food Podcast and the mans on them.
You know what it is, I was a little bit disrespectful towards G. I was like, yeah, for the brand, that wasn't a good look.
Yeah. So life's humbling right now.
His records were strong.
Yeah.
But again, and what I found out last night is it's all about what connects with the room.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I thought I'll step up to the plate because I heard people keep saying, yeah, let's do a Drake versus Kanye. I thought, all right, no one's representing Drake. I'll step up to the plate.
Yeah.
We do our little artwork. So it looks official.
Come on.
Do our little flyers and that. And so last night was Drake versus Kanye West. And a lot of people, I heard the whispers, I heard them. I was in some groups and they didn't realize I was there because I changed my picture. And I heard them like, yeah, Kanye's gonna smoke Drake. I was like, okay, all right. Dominica's where I came from, man. I ain't coming to play. I'm coming to take off your kneecap.
I heard
Go ahead.
during the day, Drizzy had a landslide. It was going to be a Drizzy. I heard it was a Drizzy landslide. One guy called Big G on there. Shout out to Big G. He was like, "What? Drake's got this." And it was interesting because this is what we do competitively. We have the itinerary. We see who's matching up against who, and we automatically judge without thinking of catalogue or thinking of actually
selection.
Selection.
That's the biggest part.
Come on.
Yeah.
So he spoke and I was like, all right, cool. All right, bro. Cool. But just know that it's going to be a tight one again. Bruh. You get me? Pause. You get me? So like at the end of the day, it's always going to be
down to the wire. Pardon the pun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, continue.
So I had my 20 locked in. I'm like, I'm not budging from these. In my eyes, I had 20. There was no filler in my 20. What I knew was going to happen was, and I planned for this, was that there's going to be some rounds I'm going to get washed because Kanye has classic albums that are classic songs.
Yeah, he does.
So my guy has bangers. He doesn't have classic songs yet. Time-wise, they will turn into classic. So there were certain songs I was like, I can't really combat Otis. There's certain songs like Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Oh.
There's certain songs Kanye got
Power.
that you just know power. Like
Yeah. They're colossal.
Yeah, you got to relax.
So I won the first 2 rounds, and then Kanye came in, equaled it up to 2-2. Then Kanye started to play
ease
the
away.
records
He
that it's
started
just like, okay,
solid,
cool, you can't,
solidified.
no matter what a fire.
Yeah.
And
Know
I was
your
firing.
and this
song.
is the thing, right? As you can, before you continue, my thing with this battle is about what the record is, what the best record is.
Yeah.
Not we can argue and debate that some of Drake's records are better than Kanye's and vice versa. But in a battle, when it's a round, it's down to that round. What tune is played in that round against the other record? We're not judging on skill sets and all of that kind of shit. We just want to know what's the dope record? What's the doper record, basically? Yeah. And I feel like some people were fans. And even in mine, I had a few fans, AJ had a few fans, and it was cool. I don't mind that. You get me? But at the end of the day, it's got to balance out with what the proper records are.
Yeah. Honestly.
You get me? Who selected the dope records? And I'll rate a couple people in there that was like, actually, I had this going one way and I didn't expect it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So just for context, I started the first song, Versace remix, Migos.
Yep.
You know, I thought, you know what, everyone knows that the hook is very repetitive. People sing to it. I thought, all right, that'd be a good round. And then he came with Forever, which was my third record. So when he played that, I was like, oh, this guy. And it starts with Drake rapping. So I was like, surely that's a point for me. Anyway, it got to the point, I think it was after Flashing Lights versus Lord Knows. So he took that round. I played Twist and Turn. It was my turn to play. And I was like, let me throw something a little recent. And maybe that was my fault.
Okay.
I should have played the Rihanna What's My Name instead of Twist and Turn. But I thought the ladies would have vibed to Twist and Turn. So when he played Goldfinger, I was like, shit.
yeah.
I think I just gave him that round.
Yeah.
I kind of
Gold
gave him that
digger.
round.
Gold digger.
You can't, even though Twist and Turn's more of a vibe, Gold Digger's very... It's easy to digest.
Yeah. And it's got that bump on it.
Right. So he ran away with it at one point. He was 8-2.
Yep.
And I stuck to my guns. I was like, I know how this is looking, but I've got to keep with my guns because when we go into the second 10, I'm gonna start taking kneecaps off.
Yeah.
And I had to just stay in the fight, man. And
you did.
I got one just before the end of 10 rounds, and then second half, G was there.
Bro.
Second half, I was fucking
Shire was like, I want Drizzy to win. I want Drizzy to win.
Yo.
And he woke up this morning, he goes, Who won, Dad? I was like, bro.
Yeah.
She was, it kind of got a little techie still.
So,
techie.
Okay, so what was the conclusion? The
conclusion was, from my perspective.
Well, by the way you're saying, okay, so
I lost on the tie round. So I went from 8-2 behind to then leading 10-9, and then he won the last round, which was Sicko Mode versus Through the Wire. I knew Shaka was coming. I knew she was coming.
She was there.
So I saved Sicko Mode just because Sicko Mode might give me a little. It's more recent. Anyway,
such a bad tune.
And then we went to tiebreaker round, and it was like play a song, and then he played Can't Tell Me Nothing again.
Yeah,
which threw me off because I had a fresh record to play. Laugh Now, Cry Later.
Yeah,
I thought that'd be a good one to. So he won it on the tie round. But I feel. I want in my head.
There's a technicality.
There's technicality.
I mean,
it's fair and square.
Yeah.
But
the rules should have been set to say whether that was a possibility or not.
To play the song again.
But because it was the thing about it, because it was that close, it was a landslide. We can compensate for that.
Okay.
What I enjoy about these battles is the competitiveness of it and how close it raw. You draw like I'm expecting Drizzy to drop something and he drops and I'm like, rah. Then I see Adre drop something. I was like, ooh. Then when he was running away from it, Drizzy started dropping haymakers. I was like, oh, Drizzy, raw. Because I'm thinking, because at one point I'm saying, Drizzy, fix up. I'm sitting on my phone going, fix the fuck up, nigga. Like, you rap, because I can't sit there and vote for Drizzy if I don't feel the record. I can't.
Yeah, true.
That's fuckery. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's
so I'm just
deep.
like, what? And then I see him start clawing this shit back. I was like,
Law of averages as well, though.
I was
as
like,
well, so
yeah.
Law of averages comes into play.
So bottom line is, that's the little battle we're doing. This Wednesday is Usher versus Chris Brown. So if you can be there for that at 9 o'clock, that could be
sorcery.
Yeah, it's for those who are on Clubhouse. Get involved. Androids, I'm sorry, it's not my business. I didn't design the app, so
So is it only a phone app?
It's only a phone app, and
Because if you had a Mac, you might be able to tap in.
It's on iPhones.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah,
iPhones.
so get involved
Sorry,
in that. But
Maccas.
yeah, man, good to see you, man. Them.
How's your week been?
Yeah, no, I've been blessed. Do you know what? Yeah, I've been swanning around this motherfucker of my yard, just like my prospects is just like.
Who's gonna say my prostate?
Like,
he's like, oh my.
Which, by the
do you know
way,
which is something I need
Yeah,
to
get checked.
Which
I
you
do need
need
to
to
check
get checked.
actually
Yeah,
when you're
let's not
talking
play
about it
around.
in a real way.
40s, you got to.
So
your
in a real
goodies,
way, I got to get someone to put their finger up my bottom.
You don't actually have to. It's a blood test now.
Oh,
It's as simple as a blood test
So
now.
this is what this
So
guy
you
was going
don't
to
have
set
to
me
get-
up to
you
do.
don't-
I would have got a finger
would've
up my
got-
bottom, and he
yeah.
would have gone, bruv. Actually, it was just a blood test.
You would have
report."
got lactated.
I would have said, raw. I would have said,
You would have got milk.
Mr. Morgan,
Yeah.
like Moses, spread your cheeks.
Yeah.
okay, if you had to get your prostate
And then he
checked,
would have done shy. He would have done the song.
wait.
done.
If you
We've
had
done
to
that.
get your prostate checked, and you had to get your ass juked, you had to get a juking up your ass.
Jookery.
Would you prefer a man or a woman to do it?
What? Fuck off, man. I my prostate is good.
Now,
My prostate is good. I don't answer them questions when you know the ones there.
but who would you prefer? Because
What would I prefer?
Is it by law like when you get? Is it like by law when you get searched? Women have to search women, men have to search men. Is it by law that a woman has to prostate cleanse a man, or what? Is it? How does it work?
All right, I could tell you exactly how it works. I don't answer none of that. I don't answer none of that. No one ain't lactating me.
Because it's what did they do? Put two fingers up there or something?
How? Who's he asking?
Bro, what did they do, bro? I'm asking. I'm inquisitive, bro.
Oh, they say they're grapefruit, you know. This is your backside.
What did they
touch
do?
your
I don't know.
They tinker your bottom.
To touch
don't
your
know.
G-spot.
I heard that's where it
Hold
is.
on.
Why did you
wait.
smile? Did you see his face? He looked pleasured.
Like so often in my bauble or
Oh,
something.
is that what they do? Oh, is that what they do?
No, but he should
Oh,
know.
wow.
You should know because you got that thing. What's
He's
that,
got
what's
his
that
name-
detox
his name's
thing
G.
where they put the tube up your backside? You
What?
got that?
Oh,
fuck is
colonic
that?
You
irrigation.
got that?
Oh yeah, I got colonic.
Yeah. So surely it'd be something.
And that was a woman.
Okay.
I let a woman do that.
You let the woman put the tube in your ass
Yeah, raggo.
and wash your ass. Yeah. So your week was good. Man had a good week.
Okay, moving on swiftly.
Haven't even started yet.
What was I talking about until you distract me about prostates, bruv? What was I talking
Walking
about?
around your house with your
Walking
dick out.
around here, swanning. You was a
Well, I
swan.
was a swan. I became a swan.
That's beautiful. Swans are really
So
graceful.
I went to work for 2 weeks. At the end of my 2 weeks, they said to me, "Don't come back for a month."
Ever.
So I was like, for fuck's sake, are you lot just, I'm loving life. So I went home. I'm loving life, bruv. I'm like, okay, cool. So now I'm fixing up the summer house, getting it all decorated, just a few bits and pieces, nothing major, because it's all there already.
It already looks, yeah.
I'm getting Donnie to run cables down from my house to the summer house so that the same internet speed is in the summer house.
Nice.
Then I'm gonna get one of them Amazon joints, and I'm gonna run that down the bottom of the summer house. I'm getting a new Xbox. I'm gonna run that down the summer house. I'm gonna get a bunch of board games, and I'm gonna run that down the summer. I've got a bar.
You're gonna get a bouncy castle.
Listen.
He could actually have a bouncy castle in his garden.
Yeah, I can.
His garden
Yeah, I've seen
is, yeah.
I've had bouncy castles in my garden. I've had like those big slide
Sexual.
inflatables.
I didn't think he could hear me.
Them inflatable
I tried
slides.
to slip it in.
It's gonna be lit, and I'm gonna start doing some barbecues, and I'm good, bro.
You got one of them gardens where when it's a full moon, you could take the missus there some wine, a little blanket,
Telling you what to do.
and then just
Instructions.
find a hidden dragon in the middle of the garden.
Do you know what I want to do? I want to put people together this summer. I don't want to force it. Pause. I just want to be able to get my people together because we're coming out of lockdown and we've missed a year relatively. I want to get everybody together, chilling, associating, eating, drinking, having a merry good time, and then you can just go about your lives. You get me? Like that's what I feel like I'm here to do. I'm here to
That's
serve.
your purpose.
I'm here to serve.
A passion to serve.
Yeah, I'm here to serve.
Serve the community.
Yeah.
All right. Like
So we're
brothers.
yeah.
being
So
said.
everything cool. But I mean, yeah. 20 minutes in.
20.
We're gonna keep it moving. Fast Food Podcast, episode 7.
7.
I like that. Okay. Well, what are we talking about?
You are now listening to the Fast Food Podcast.
Trim.
Me?
The boys are back.
They are.
Mal and Rory have returned.
Imagine.
New Rory and Mal.
And it was interesting because last episode, I actually swore they weren't coming back because I was just like, where are they? It's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks. Where are they for? Like if they can't get this straight, it's peak because obviously Ish and what's that other Donny? Ice and Ish.
Yeah.
We're holding down the fort, and I was kind of getting. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of getting used to that concept because at the end of the day, bro,
You've already shut off in your mind. You're like, they cut.
I'm just gonna keep it moving.
Who cares? I enjoy the podcast, and that's all that matters. Got ya.
Then man, they returned. At Tuesdays, I saw a picture come up. They're in the picture. I was like, okay, cool.
Very professional.
And then I was like, shit, it's fucking Wednesday. So I'm going straight to the source.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was Wednesday. I was like, cool. So I was locked in. Very interesting. Yeah. And I like that they spoke about so many things. Let's talk about it. So first and foremost, Joe told Rory to take some time off.
Fuck your mum. Okay.
So around that time where they were having little digs at each other on the podcast, and Rory was talking about fighting Joe and like there was real tension.
Do you think Rory can fight?
Bro.
Anyway.
He's a white ginger Irish, probably.
Yeah, what does that mean?
But you know what? The thing about it is, whether he could fight or not, he doesn't seem to care about not fighting Joe.
He just wants to.
No, I'm assuming he's not. Bro,
It takes a lot to be able to say that you want to thump someone and have a fight.
Yeah.
So whatever that was, he went to an emotional place, emotional enough to have known Joe for as long as he has, to then willing to
vocalize
inflict violence on him. He must have been at his tether. He must have been right at the end of his wick.
And do we know exactly what that was all about? Why the tension was?
Well, he said he went through some family stuff, right?
Rory.
There was some stuff outside of the pod that was happening. Obviously, the whole pandemic thing's going on. So it just seems like whatever he was dealing with was amplified by 10 because of the current climate of being in the pandemic, lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah. He did get COVID, didn't he, as well?
He did, yeah. And then coming to the pod then doing that. And I just think a lot of things came together. And then with Joe's self, because Joe's a lot to handle himself, I think that just...
It just spiraled.
It just spiraled.
So Joe. So okay, this whole thing is kicking off. There, you could tell there's a rift. We spoke about it before. They've gone. Apparently, Rory's gone LA or somewhere. Atlanta. Joe's messaged him to take time off. So he's like, "What?"
No, he said, "Don't come in.
Don't come in.
Don't come in today.
Don't come in."
The show. Don't come into the show.
It's gone back to Mal. Mal's angry because Mal's saying, who do you? It's not your decision to tell Rory not to come back to the show or to take time off or to take a little vibe. It's not. It should have been a collective decision.
Yeah.
Joe argued. It's argued that it's his decision because what was going on is no one was communicating with each other and he had to make a decision because he didn't know what was going on. What else happened? Joe told Moore. Joe directly told Moore to his face that the podcast was none of his business.
That was the Stone Cold Stunner.
Do you think that he had a right to say that?
He's got no right to say that. He's got no right to say that, as in, I don't have the right to say that to you two. Because Moore is a pivotal cog in that podcast. I've had my differences with the way Moore's style is and his approach. It just feels like Moore doesn't do enough research on topics because he doesn't
interact.
He's more of the one-liners, and I wouldn't do this or I should do this. He's more of like he kind of summarizes it. And I'm not saying he doesn't do any research. I'm just saying it seems like it's very difficult. I feel like he doesn't do enough deep dives.
Prompts himself to be a fly prop.
Okay.
In a movie scene, you have props.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in the Wild Wild West, you probably have a barrel there, a horse going by. He positions himself as like a fly prop, a well-dressed, fly-looking prop who just sits there looking cool. Whereas while Rory and Joe are going back and forth, and he'll push back. And like G says, like that's one of the things with Moore.
Yeah.
Moore will tell you to your face, Meek Mill's my favorite rapper. And if you push back and go, he's not the best rapper.
Yeah.
We all know who the best rapper is.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Marcy. Son.
Yeah.
If you give him enough facts to back up your point of view, he'll crumble and go, yeah, you know what? All right, well, yeah. That guy's the best rapper.
Yeah.
So he's very wishy-washy sometimes.
He's a flip-flopper.
But on the flip side of that,
Yeah.
he is necessary for the pod.
Yes.
Because it's whether it's what we're used to hearing or whether it's the chemistry he has with Joe because they're very old friends.
Very.
It's just like the really hilarious, funny parts of the episodes. Moore is usually a part of it.
Yeah, this is true.
The entertainment part of it.
So by you saying that, he what you mentioned,
Yeah.
that sounds like a characteristic.
Yeah, it does.
The one-liners, the minimal research.
Yeah.
Might sound like someone you know. So
Yeah.
I think I'm just being real, keeping it mad real.
Yeah. No.
I'm just keeping it mad
No,
real.
I
That
feel you.
might be mature, but I'm just thinking that might be a characteristic.
It might be a characteristic.
So less is more.
But the funny
I wonder who caught that.
The industry that he's in and the connections he has,
Yeah.
Mo should be bringing, in my humble opinion, a lot more to the table in regards to information.
Yeah.
Not like inflammatory stuff.
Yeah.
We're not here to chatty patty and all that, but
Yeah.
your brother's Biggs. Biggs is 1/3 of the most iconic rap label.
Absolutely.
You should know more.
Yeah, he does, but he just. It might be on purpose.
Maybe.
This could be just on purpose.
Yeah.
This could be just what he does. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just like when I'm listening to podcasts and I'm hearing a lot of information from particular people because Joe is always very astute and he's very. He could tell when he talks.
He goes alpha, but with Moore, he doesn't do that.
But and Rory's very.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, Rory's he's the one that will interject or he will
Question
have a
something
question things and stuff like you, which is similar to what you do. Yeah. But let's talk about the show must go on. Did you feel basically Moore was saying that he weren't happy with the fact that the show went on without him, and he was looking at tweets and he was looking at visuals. And he was like, right, how come them niggas are on the show and we ain't sorted out our thing and rare. Now, how do you feel about that? As the show must go on.
I think Joe tapped on it as well, but the show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
Was the show meant to be suspended whilst them lot sorted their shit out? No. I think that the fact that they got someone to come in and fill
And cover.
was essential, and it also was like you said. You got into it, and it wasn't like they were substandard.
No, they were good.
They came in and So I think that I think that Joe made a very good executive decision that needed to be made.
Yep.
Because the people that should have been there weren't there to make it. collectively?
How do you feel, Driz?
Well, we said on the last pod when we've been well documenting this thing that the show must go on. I think that when Mo said, watching the show and seeing two other guys there was just nasty. I was like, that's a bit OTT of a response to give. You could say, all right, I'll be honest, I was a bit disappointed to see that production didn't halt. But as it was pointed out, there's people who are dependent on this show going on to pay their rent, to put food in their fridge. So in a way, while I understand where Mo's coming from, because he thought like, Rod, you just had two guys on standby for when a day like this comes, you just draft them in. But on the flip side, what I think Mo was thinking from a very selfish, emotional point, which is fine, because we're all entitled to that as humans, but the bigger picture was Parks has to pay for his, his day-to-days, save on.
Yeah, the cameraman.
Do you know what I mean? And they've got a contractual obligation to put these episodes out.
Exactly.
So while I understand it's weird looking at someone being there while you've got something going on in the background, the bigger picture is it's not like I would have understand more 100% if it said the Joe Budden podcast with Ish and Ice. If that came up, I'd be like, ooh. Right.
We've changed it, and this is where we're going moving forward.
Drops.
Woo!
Ishy, and I don't know how the fuck the drops.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That wasn't happening because when it started, it was new Joe Budden.
That's it. Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
So I think, he just needed to. I think he wasn't looking at both sides of the coin, and people were dependent on the show going.
At the end of the day,
listeners as well.
At the end of the day, you still have an obligation to your fans.
Right.
You've got millions of that podcast garners millions of views and following, and for you to upkeep that, you have to be regular. You have to be consistent. So. I'm not saying the fans always deserve an explanation of what goes on in our lives or in their lives personally, but you still have a show that people are waiting for. Don't forget, and this is the thing about not even just podcasts, shows in general, events, things of that nature. Some people look forward to those things in life.
True.
Like, shit, I've had a hard day and I just want to listen to the podcast. I've had a hard day, I want to watch this TV show, I can't wait. It's where I have my cup of tea, it's where I have my food, it's where
little ritual that
my wind down, you see what I'm saying? So those things, you're obligated to that. So you both have decided, or decision been made that you two can't be there or shouldn't be there. But no, I'm lying. At no point Mo couldn't be there. Mo just said he didn't come because he didn't want to be.
And I called that. I told you.
You called it.
He's gonna.
I didn't want to just be there and Rory not be there. You get me? I feel that. But at the same time, they both was absent for 6 weeks. What was the fan base supposed to do? And at the end of the day, that could have taken a landslide. Because the show's been going on for so long, I feel like people are hanging on to it because they've built up a big enough foundation, right? Yeah. But at the same time, fans are fickle and they can just go, all right, well, fuck it, I'm just going somewhere else.
3 months, 3 months it could have gone, or even whatever, but
I'm bouncing.
Something else, and then they might have found something that they resonated with more. Oh, really? Do you want to take that chance?
You want to take that chance? So I feel like more in a professional aspect should have just allowed that. I get what you were saying about respect, and what fucking Joe said to him was disrespectful, and he apologized, which was good. And you know what? When I was listening to the podcast, I was like, this is really good for them, and this is really good for us. It wasn't about money, after all. It wasn't about money, after all. I thought it was. It seemed that way.
Is that accurate?
I took something different from that.
Talk to me.
I felt like...
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Because he didn't deep dive into it. But
he mentioned things...
But Rory was like, there's a few things that... When you said, what are we not happy about, something like that, he said, I'm just writing down or whatever. And he was all right, cool. So he said there's a few things... Right. And I feel like
without us knowing,
the whole respect thing.
I did say that in the last episode.
Yeah, the whole respect thing. I feel like he was kind of using respect as a blanket statement. He was really saying like, there's things going on
That we have no
privy
idea.
to.
Yeah. He said that.
He did say
I heard
that.
him say that.
He did say that.
So maybe he didn't go into it too much because he wanted to make a big thing out of it.
But is it
he
about
felt
money?
like-
It's always about money,
I
innit?
don't want to say it's about money per se, but
I've-
it's about decisions being made on the show that I feel they should be a part of
Right.
making.
Right.
And that obviously can involve money, but it might be other things as well.
Well, what's the bottom line?
Money.
I'm asking what's the bottom line.
No, but I feel you because I feel what you're saying, Trim. I'm only going back on what I said. I said in the last podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like about money. I did.
Well, yeah.
But when I'm listening
We're
to
part
obviously-
of it, so we get it.
Yeah.
We kind of understand.
we understand it. But when I was hearing what Moore was saying and the way that things were, because even Moore was saying, look, I'm not talking to Joe because Joe doesn't care about money. I'm not talking to Joe because Joe doesn't care about contracts. I'm talking to Joe because it's about respect. Now, when you say respect, that could be just, again, as Drizzy said, being privy to certain things. Like,
Yep.
like, why are you not letting me into this? Why haven't I known about this? Why have you left the door open for me to feel some type of way about your business dealings? So when you're saying, is it about money? It's like, it's about business. It's about business.
Yeah.
About business.
And what's the bottom line?
Being at the table when
What's the
decisions
bottom
are
line
made.
of the
About
business?
business, yeah.
What is so as far as business goes?
Yeah.
What do you? What's the most important part of business?
I feel you, Trim.
No, I'm just asking. Do you?
making it
Survival.
Survival.
And you need finance to be able to survive. For them to come into wherever the establishment is,
Yeah.
to be able to pay for the camera, pay for the everything, all of the finer, the smaller details and that, it takes that. So if we're talking about business, we're talking about money.
Yeah. It's a bottom. Yeah. It's a bottom. It's called the bottom line.
It is.
It's called the bottom line. So, in summary, what can we learn from this as a group? And obviously, Joe's become a part of this group now in the last month or so.
Yeah.
And he's, bro, this guy is just like, I didn't want to say it too early to Joe. I just wanted to see how things transpired. But Joe was timely. Now, when I talk about Joe being timely, this is no slate on Trebler and what he did at all.
You don't have to.
No, but I'm just, no, bro, we're being open and honest.
Yeah, but I think we've.
No.
But
What I'm saying to you is we're being open and honest about our business. We're talking about business. We're not talking about person. This is not about the person.
No.
This is about a platform that we're trying to build. And at the end of the day, when you're trying to build it, you have to be all in sync. We all have to be together, and this thing's got to work. So when I'm asking the question, what we learn from this is, the fact of the matter is when I've watched what's happened with Joe Budden's podcast in the last 6 weeks, we can't get to that stage when we come through testing times, because they are going to be testing times. You're going to be testing times when contracts are put on the table. You're going to be testing times when we have to make executive decisions amongst each other.
Yep.
And we have to go, okay, cool, what's best for the brand? What's best for what's going to keep us all on the same page? And that's why I always say to the man them, this is our podcast. This is as much as Joe's podcast as it is Drizzy's, as Trim's, as mine. I don't want it to feel like it's my thing, and it's because when it feels like that for me, I feel more pressure to perform. I feel more pressure to execute certain things. When I've got a team, then I can lean on my team. I might come here one day and I'm not really that.
In it.
I'm not involved. I need everybody on the same page. Joe might come to the studio one day and goes, guys, I'm not even really, but he's still got to record. You get me? And we still got to put a product out because there's a fan base that are looking for that every 2 weeks or every whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know how you feel, and I'll start with Trim.
Yeah.
When you listen to that podcast and you heard what the rumblings were and you heard the arguments, which ended up being a conversation that they've already had, so they didn't go to the podcast necessarily to hash it out. They hashed it out for 7 hours or something like that.
They had to.
But it was on the podcast where they actually divulged what was going on. What did you specifically learn from that?
All right. So what I learned from it was that
Trimmer.
there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of variables, and you can, and things can happen at a drop of a hat. Or what if you're not preempting things like this? Well, we're lucky enough to see what happened. So moving forward, we would be able to work through things a lot sooner. But for them now, looking at how that was, it shows they had no idea that it could get that deep.
Yeah.
They had no idea that it could be that serious because they were talking to each other like, even though they'd hashed it out for 7 hours, they were talking to each other like it was still fresh. The wound was still fresh. Yeah. And I don't think it's done. Yeah. I don't think it's even close to done. No. I think they've worked it out and they know that they still want to keep going. Yeah. But absolutely, this could still be lingering for over 6 months to a year because people have now, you know someone for 20 years and only just found out something new 6 weeks ago or whatever, or you've been harboring things. So now that you've learned something new, you're going to be like, I feel like I don't really know this person now. They've kind of flipped it on me a little bit. He feels like his pants have been pulled down a little bit. He feels disrespected, and that's why he keeps on talking about respect so much. Rory, everything that everybody's speaking about are the things that mean that much. Yeah. So with Joe now feels like his integrity has been tainted.
Yeah, I'd say absolutely.
Huge. Yeah. Because the way he's like, you guys got me mad now, and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to this and that. So what's happened is he's been talking the least.
But you know what it is, Trim? It's because the stigma around Joe is that he always does this. Is it an agenda? Maybe. Basically,
they're putting it on him now for that because they haven't been doing that before.
His complex situation.
They used it on him on the show. Yeah, they done that to him. Yeah, they actually done that to him.
I don't think he was ready for that.
He wasn't ready for that, and he never thought that they would do that. So they put it on him.
Yeah, they did.
They actually put it on him, and so for as long as he's been doing that. They said that is done because that was it. That was the boundary. That was the boundary. And they put it out and they said, nah, you keep because we don't know if he keeps on doing it. But the fact that they mentioned complex and this and that, they almost felt happy. Yeah, they were like, whatever. Because he was taken back now because normally he's the one that does the mind games.
Of course,
he's the Fergie. You get what I'm saying? He's normally the one that pulls, you know what I mean? He said, no, I get it. I know about shaking the tree. Yeah, because you're a tree shaker.
Yeah.
You're the tree. You are a tree shaker. Yeah, and that's what you do. And that's what he does to everybody else when they come onto the show. Yeah. So. Yeah, that was interesting.
Drizzy.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a semi...
Pause. We've had what?
I don't have semis, you know, bro. I don't have semi. I have full-blown erections, bro. It doesn't do halfway. You get me? It goes...
The fact that you felt that you had to...
The fact that you felt?
Confirm that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll leave that where it is.
Where? Where is it? Oh.
But we had a
you can't say it again.
Situation.
Yeah.
Around season 2, maybe.
Yeah.
And
let's talk.
Oh, shit.
You did it, so let's talk.
I was just giving a
you was involved in it.
He was in the thick of it.
He was in the front.
He had his Wellingtons on.
Yeah.
And his galoshes.
Yeah.
So what are you telling us? Break it down.
So basically, the podcast originally started with 4 members.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Wezzy Wez. Shout out to Maintain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I became a fan of the show because I remember the first episode I listened to, which was the first episode, which is probably like the pilot one, was about fogging.
Islington.
So I was in. So that was funny.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I wanted to do a podcast with my brothers. That was my original plan, was to do a podcast with my brothers.
Right.
I set up the group, everything. But I just felt like I was doing a lot of the heavy lifting as to trying to get the ball rolling, names, content, So it didn't come to fruition. So then I must have hollered at you, like, yo, try to do this thing, And then you said to me, Maintain's not here, so we're down to 3.
Yeah.
And I said, cool, well, I wouldn't mind being a pass through as like a...
Yeah, of course.
And then you said to me, all right, cool. That's something that could work. I said to him, all right, speak to the rest of the man there and see how they feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was at the airport when I was speaking to him.
The Clearport, yeah?
Clearport. You know what I mean? I touch down and take off the same night. And then, so yeah. And then fast forward, you guys were having rotating
Guests.
people come on the
Yeah,
show.
we were, yeah.
Shout out to
Nero.
Hero,
nephew.
Yeah, Pedro. Ty, my cousin
so
Ty.
Yeah, big up.
But you lot was taking it in turns in regards to like, all right, this week I'll suggest someone, Trim will suggest for the next show, yada, yada, yada. But some people's guests who were locked in to come in weren't coming. They flopped. So G would hit me up and go, yo, Driz, man.
You might as well.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, can you do me a solid and like come through? And it's like, all right, cool. So I was always coming through on the show. It's in my calendar, so I made sure I wasn't busy that day.
Driz is real organized, Allah.
I'm telling you.
So I was always free. So when he said, so-and-so's flopped, so-and-so's flopped,
He's not far.
Through. Then it got to the point where someone said that they felt I was trying to take their position. I had it was a 4-man show and there was only 3 there. So I'm just thinking, well, if I come through my A game, I'll just fill out the 4th slot.
Yes.
Really?
So was it clear to you that whoever felt that way said this is what you're doing?
There was a few things that happened on the show
That what?
that was
It
super
always
obvious.
happes on the show, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
it was super
weird.
obvious.
The
Like,
subs.
say something,
It was a
and
sub.
It was mad. It was a sub.
It was a subway.
Mad dismissive.
Yeah.
They're mad dismissive. Like just cut it down like bam. And I'd be like, all right, cool. All right, I'm gonna keep that receipt, but I'm not saying nothing. I'm gonna keep the receipt.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I had to Morgs. I was like, bro, I just feel like I just laid it out to him, and he goes, you know what? And then you told me,
Can we just let the cat out of the bag and just?
No, because the thing is, I have respect for this person. Hence why I've not said their name. I respect them. I was very disappointed the angle they thought I was coming at, because that never crossed my mind once.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just thought there's an empty slot there. It's me and whoever really to try and fill that 4th seat.
In that situation, I feel like sometimes we as individuals get territorial, and we can clearly see that that's how Maul felt. Maul felt that way.
100%.
He felt territorial.
Yeah,
He
because
was like,
he
how
spoke
dare
about
you
it. How did you do
replace
that?
me?
Wait 6 weeks for me.
Yeah, wait for me. How you got next man in my seat?
My seat.
You get me?
Yours, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So with what Drizzy's saying, I can see how someone who's already got a position is feeling intimidated. I don't feel like they should have, but everybody's got insecurities about certain things. I feel like me in my position, I don't feel insecure about most things because I know my worth in a position. If you don't know your worth, sometimes it can become then your dialogue with individuals can become a little bit like, bro, what's up? You get me? Like, because not one point in time, and to this day, that individual we're talking about, love to him because he's my Donny,
that's why I
was
close
never.
to him, so.
His position for me was never
Under threat.
Under threat.
Exactly.
No.
It was only his attitude that
Indicated stuff.
He even
highlighting.
admitted to me he had to question. He was questioning.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, bottom line is, because I want to keep it moving, is summarizing this situation and watching what's happened with Fast Food with what's happened with Joe Budden's podcast, is that the Fast Food podcast as individuals, we all have to learn from this. Joe did that, so hopefully we wouldn't have to go through that.
I think they all went through it. I know you're saying Joe,
Yeah.
but we're a team, innit? And
Yeah.
so are they. And I felt like I don't think there was not one person that didn't feel the impact.
Yeah.
I think that everybody felt it, and there was an emotional attachment, and I feel like it affected them exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think that maybe in that situation that we had, only 2 people was impacted.
Yeah, the most. Yeah. Food for thought. Communication is key.
Transparency.
And
Key.
And when you feel some type of way or you've got questions you need to ask, just call the person directly and speak to them. You know what I mean? Me and
Is it that easy to do? No. Say what you're gonna say. We can go back to that.
because me and Trim have had differences in the past.
Yeah.
And nothing's ever not been squashed by a phone call. We've had phone calls and we've both thought about what we said and did, and immediately it's over.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, communication. It might be, there's nothing wrong with you being angry with me, you being angry with me, or I've been angry with you, or me being upset with Joe for something, or Joe being upset with me for something. Yeah. But when we communicate, if we don't communicate, that's when we've all fucked up.
Yeah. True.
That's when you fuck up completely, because I don't know. I'm who I am, and sometimes I need people to show me who I am. Morgs, come on,
what
bro.
they see of you.
See of me.
That's different.
That's it.
That's different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that, and I think that's what's going to keep the podcast growing, because we'll all be on the same page, and every time we come to do this job, it's just going to be fucking excellent. So that's the bottom line. Shout out to Joe Budden. Shout out to Mal, Rory in the camp. Yeah. We'll still be listening anyway. We were listening, but again, sometimes there's lessons in certain things.
Real quick, I just wanted to think, it's not even that important, but I just wanted to think, what do you think? We don't really know, but Ish and what's his name? Could you imagine what they thought afterwards? Like, I want to know what did Joe say to them? What was the basis on? You lot come in short term?
Yeah, they were always covers.
I think they were aware of that.
Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
were aware.
I didn't know. So
because
I'm not in it like that.
Yeah, but for just to clear that up,
because their podcast takes half a day. When I saw 3 hours on the podcast, I thought,
yeah, it's a long podcast.
Yeah.
But what from the start, when Ish and Ice came in, they were always going to be just fillers, and they made that very clear. Joe made that very clear. They understood what it was. In fact, they have other jobs that they do. It was just that Joe needed a solid pause.
The Fast Food Podcast.
So Fast Food Podcast, episode 7. We're locked and loaded. We're going to keep it moving. We'll talk about pop culture right now. It's a nice time to talk about this, actually. Bro, this guy just keeps getting his neck treaded on. Dr. Umar just keeps getting his face kicked in. Shout out to Danial Kaluuya winning an Oscar.
There you go.
Suck me.
Yeah.
Prick.
So the more strippiness he says, the more people win. So that's cool.
That you know what I mean?
That's cool.
That could work. He was on the Breakfast Club talking mess again.
You know what? Fair's fair. There's some things Dr. Umar said.
Yes.
That's good.
And I was like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll buy into that. Again, he's just one of those people where I think he needs to work. He comes across like he wakes up in the morning
with a thought.
Like he's upset. He likes Frosted Flakes, but he's upset that there's sugar on it. He likes Frosted Flakes, but he's upset that there's sugar on it.
I've never looked at it that way.
I'm just pissed off that he said Frosted Flakes and not Frosties. But cool. It just depends where you buy them from.
What's the rumour that his missus is white or something?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't care.
Me neither.
I don't care.
But the irony of the fuckery that he talks,
right,
and his missus being blonde and from Sweden or something.
The fact that your missus potentially is that, it's just like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm befuddled.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
But there were some things he's talking about, and he's like, oh yeah, he's getting up to 2 schools, and I'm like, dude, why should 2 schools being built or fixed have to suffer for one? If one's ready to go, open it up so people can physically see,
what's going on, and it's that good,
right? And then the next one probably be built in a short period of time, because people will be like, oh shit, we need to get this next one
anyway.
This one looks great. And he talked about the HSB, is it the HSBUs?
Mm-hmm.
Which are they're a congregation of colleges, universities that predominantly provide like a lot of brothers and sisters go there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they provide a lot of doctors come out of there, nurses, lawyers, this, that, and the third, ballers, basketball players, and all that. But then he was like, they don't teach. It's a predominantly black attending campus, but they don't teach black history, which I was surprised at.
That's shocking.
I was very surprised at that.
That's very shocking.
Is he affiliated to this?
He did a speech there. He gave a speech that one time, and he bigged up a particular one. So he's very for that establishment. He's very for it. but he was very disappointed that they don't teach Black history.
Yeah.
So yes, it's his delivery.
It's his
He's
delivery. But I'm all for Kaluuya winning this Oscar for the role of Fred Hampton, by the way, for that.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that we'll touch on it. We're going to be talking about it in depth more later. I'm happy that this particular British actor is flying the flag the right way, and as long as his name don't get called up, I'm happy with his representation of this situation, because we just when black men get in a position like this, I just want to salute them and not have to worry about what I'm going to hear.
What's about to come.
Yeah. So shout out to Kaluuya. Blessings to you, man.
First black male to win an Oscar.
Amazing.
First black male to win an Oscar.
Yeah. That's the word on the streets, bro.
Ain't Jamie Foxx won an Oscar?
Black British male, sorry.
Sorry.
Apologies. Sorry, what you speak?
Yeah.
Because
I missed the British.
Yeah.
Miss
calm.
Santa.
Yeah, let's not forget Uncle Ray.
Yeah, calm. R.I.P. Fuller Jemmy.
Oh man.
Fuller Jimmy or Jemmy?
Jimmy.
For the Jimmy.
So,
friends as Jimmy. But yeah.
So he's on his way home.
Yeah.
Hears screams. A lady's fallen into the Thames. He's gone in for her. He ain't survived.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking, where did he jump from? Is what I'm thinking, because no matter where you go into the Thames, apart from maybe where we did the shoot and that you're a lot closer to the water. But if he jumped off a bridge, what?
Yeah, because
that's
again,
far.
But how was it only him that jumped in?
Yeah, because he was with his friend.
Yeah.
And then he heard the screams, and then he went.
He saved her life.
I believe.
I think there were two guys jumped in.
Yeah,
two
Two guys jumped in, and then I think they were all in trouble. And then I think by then, what do you call them?
The rescue service.
Yeah.
Patrol.
They got the other guy, but they couldn't.
Oh man.
So what happened to the woman?
She survived. She was saved.
I don't feel like we've seen or heard anything from her.
But she's alive. She was rescued. She's not. He's the only person that died in that situation.
Please. She must be feeling mad guilty.
But you know what? Yeah, you do things out of instinct, and it just sounds like whatever took him or whatever spirit took him that day to
heroic
to do that, he's in a better place. He has to be. Yeah, someone like that just
naturally just doing that.
He's going home from work. He's just going home from work, crossing the Thames, bro, with his boy, normal. You get me? And he took that risk, and so
huge. Because that's daunting. You look at the size of the Thames.
Yeah, it's mad.
There's not enough money in the world to make me jump in the Thames, bro. That water just...
Is it nasty in the Thames?
Checked, bro.
Is it a peak?
Because someone did a charity swim one time, and then they were in hospital like a month after just getting a lot of antibiotics and all that put in them, bro.
Because of the fuckery.
It's that water. It's just... Can you imagine if that water was like crystal clear blue? How sick London would look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird's eye view.
Can they not flush that shit out?
No, not for what we get rid of. Think about it, even just the pollution in the city alone.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's keep it that. Let alone the whole of London itself.
Absolutely.
But let's try and spin a positive out of a negative. So, if you go to www.prideofbritain.com/nominate. Follow Jimmy's name will appear there. Let's just vote, man. I mean, it's a shame it takes something like this for him to get recognised, but let's at least give his family something to have there as like a
as representation of why he's passed away. Done honor.
So go to www.prideofbritain.com/nominate. I believe his name is there. Let's just it's a landslide. Let's just vote for him and let him.
So condolences.
Definitely
condolences
huge.
Him and his family.
Yeah, man.
Deepest condolences, man.
And we move versus. We got SWV Escape on the 8th of May
coming out.
Yeah. We're looking forward to this.
I don't know if I'm.
How do you feel about
I don't
this?
know how I feel about it, because the reason why SWV's got 3 or 4 albums. Escape. Got me, what, 2?
It doesn't feel.
So how many records they're gonna do?
So Escape will do like 5. SWV will do like 20.
How's that gonna work?
And so we just don't have a battle, basically.
It's not a battle. They're just
Is it just their recorded catalogue or their written?
Good question.
There might be some written stuff.
Good question. Because that...
if it's written, that's over because Candy...
Yes.
Candy Burris, if that's her name,
she can compensate.
writes songs. She's a songwriter. She wrote for so many people.
TLC? Is it TLC?
Yeah. Everyone. She wrote for everyone.
All right, so they'll play 8 songs, but
but it says Escape. It doesn't say Candy.
but they'll throw in the Candy solo. They know that.
I feel like Escape might have to escape at a certain
SWV.
point. They're gonna have to
SWV
escape.
night. It's gonna be a long night for Escape. Let's put it that way.
I'm actually gonna watch it just to see how it works out because I don't get it because I only remember one album from Escape.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Something coming at you or whatever.
So Ladies' Night, May the 8th. Look forward to that. Yep. Let's briefly talk about it because obviously it's happened and it's been a while now and we just haven't podded since then. We're gonna review the Method Man Redman versus. Did you watch it live or did you watch it afterwards?
I didn't watch it live because of the day it was on.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. It's not happening.
And I haven't watched it yet. I've seen clips of it, but I haven't fully
sat on
it.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched the Hot 97 recap because I like to watch the verses first, then the Hot 97
I feel
recap.
you. I do the same thing.
So I'm going to wait. There's things I've been watching like the DMX Drink Champs, but I've been watching it little by little. I didn't watch the whole ceremony and all that. I didn't want to.
Too much, bro. Allow me. So many.
My last memory of him is being on Drink Champs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Did you watch the battle, the verses?
No, I watched the review, the Hot 97 review. I watched that and that was interesting. I know after watching the review, it's itching me to go and watch the whole thing. But 320 minutes. Not 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, that's a lot of minutes. Bro.
That's is it more?
But I mean, if you got it on in the background, you're doing other things.
Yeah.
You know, it's more just to see how they respond when certain songs are played. I saw Redman had a cape on, and Method was holding up his cape. It looked like it was a good time.
Right.
They said, go for it.
I'll be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Ooh. You was disappointed. Well, okay, the review, they didn't seem that. So, okay, so as a comparison, Redman, Method Man versus, or Raekwon and Ghost.
Ghost and Raekwon's versus was much better than Method and Red.
Serious.
I'll tell you what I got from it. Like, I got great moments from Method Man and Redman's verses. But I was disappointed because it wasn't a battle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
it wasn't Method Man up against Redman. It was a performance.
Oh.
So So
like
basically, so basically they did it in like a theater.
Gotcha.
And they set the stage up with obviously props and they dressed
online
it.
theatre.
Yeah, and then obviously you had Scratch DJing, and then they came out and they did their songs, which they've got incredible songs. This is not like Method Man, bro. I'm talking like I could easily sit here and just gas it because both artists are one of my favorite artists, but I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that. Like I have to look at it for what it was, and at not one point was I sitting there going, "Rare, is Method Man gonna be just waiting for this tune that Redman's gonna drop on him?"
They lost the recipe.
The recipe of the whole thing was it.
It's not verses.
It's not verses, bro. It's not a battle. It's not Method Man. It's not Redman going raw. I wonder if he's gonna play fucking raw. And
he didn't care.
It's like
they're just performing and jumping.
Bro, they were ad-libbing each other's records, bro. Like because they perform together, because they tour together, because ultimately they're like best friends. Like
Redman was the unofficial official.
Of course. Yeah. So that was my disappointment. The other disappointment is it was too long, right? And I was pissed off because it was on a Tuesday as well, and I'd worked the next day, and I was up still just trying to grasp some sort of.
They did it on purpose because of 420, though, right?
Of course. So but you bun weed every day, bruv. Like it's like you get me. But
that's the direction they're going in terms of verses.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope not, Joe.
Yeah, because then it loses the edge, the competitive edge.
Yeah, because
even Ghost and Ray, they said, right, so I don't care, you're my son, but I'm going.
I'm coming to chop off your head.
Yeah.
At
and
least.
them two should, because they eat Mike. Yeah. They are rappers. They go on, and anybody that was gonna try and do that, they go. How.
Red Man and Method Man was buddying up on stage. I'm like, fuck.
Nah, you gotta come with the thing now.
Fuck, man. Do you know what I mean? Man was just handing out hot dogs and that on stage and that, bro.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
Like, do you know what I mean? Strapping each other's zoots and that. Yeah, I'll strap your zoot, bro. Fuck off, bro. I wanted man to go, bro. I wanted Method Man to say, bro.
For 3 hours, I'm coming for your ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna, bro. You don't know my set list. I don't know your set list.
Nah,
and
we don't.
Peak. You feel me? Like, it was mad, bro.
It wasn't competitive.
They were breaking bread on stage and that, blood. Like it was fucking Passover and that, bro.
Oh.
So I was just like, nah, man, fuck that shit, bro. Like disappointment. And this is one of my favorite artists, bro.
They let it down.
They're fucking shagged, bruv, man. Fully, and Triller had the audacity to put the V in between them. Bruv, put that between.
Yeah.
How about that in between it, blood?
Yeah, he's
like he
passionate,
taking a piss. Like somebody go for it, and it was all smiles. They changed clothes. They disappeared for about half an hour. During the set, 45 minutes to change clothes and rest up. And I was like, bro, I'm trying to go bed in this fucking motherfucker, bro.
The one thing that supposedly was good was the energy, as opposed to, because they were still in great shape.
Yeah, which is beautiful. Which is what, obviously, we discussed that about Ray and Ghost, where they just look tired
where they look tired and then
Method Man and Redman still look like
I got pulled out for that. I got pulled out for that on the Facebook. They said, how can he talk about their fitness?
Oh, is that
Out of all the people that can talk about, how can he talk about their fitness?
You're gonna get that.
I don't know who that was. I don't know his name, but big up anyway.
It's funny. The bigger this show gets, the shit that's gonna pop off. But it was, man.
Okay.
I was there for it because it was Red and Meth.
Yeah, of course.
I was disappointed because it wasn't Red versus Meth.
It would have been because the tunes were perfect.
Absolutely.
The tunes were perfect.
Yeah, man.
Because even on Hot 97, they were still struggling to say who won.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, well.
Because you couldn't really tally it up. You couldn't go, it was
Some
weird.
of the songs they did together.
Yeah, it was like, what are we doing?
They should have left that out.
It's a fucking mess. Like, for fuck's sake, man. They get me, like, oh, mate, Redman cannot dress. Redman's got no fucking swag. Not gonna lie to you. He's dressed.
Yeah, no. Hold on. Wasn't Thing wearing some weird, not ski pants, but like I don't know what he was wearing.
Meth look cool. Meth look cool.
All right.
Meth look cool. Like he's in shape.
He's comfortable.
Yeah, he looked like he was just chilling indoors, just about to have some red wine.
Yeah. Redman is a mess, but he's fucking.
No, but he's always
cold.
been.
But he's cold. He's cold. Moving forward, Joe Rogan. What is it, bruv? What is this about? Because I did do some research initially because you put Joe Rogan in the itinerary, but I didn't know what he was under fire about. So could you elaborate?
Yes, as we all know, Joe Rogan's got one of the biggest podcast platforms,
if not
in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And it was a big hoopla because Joe basically, it came across as Joe was saying to the people who listen to his show, hey, if you're young, healthy, feeling good and all that, you don't need to take the vaccine.
He said that on the podcast.
He was like, yeah, if you know your health's a little bit so-and-so or deteriorating,
check it out.
Go get the vaccine, obviously. But if you're young and you're fit and you're looking after yourself, you don't need the vaccine. Like, you know, so he wasn't, that's a good catch. He wasn't, it's weird because people pick that up and run with it. Like he's saying, oh, he's anti-vaccine.
Yes.
So he was basically saying, if you're of a certain age and you're feeling good.
Why do you need to take it?
Why run and take it? Like, let people, from what I gathered, let the people who really need it go get it.
First.
Do you know who was the gentleman that he was talking to?
No.
So there was a gentleman he was talking to on it, and the gentleman basically said that I am a sheep, and I went and done it because I'm one of those.
Because I'm a bad.
And
grass-eating lion.
So Joe, again, to reiterate what Drizzy said, that he wasn't saying don't take it. He was just saying if you're young, why do you need to take it
now?
And Pfizer got him.
Everyone got upset because he's got such a big platform.
That's right.
And there are some people will follow certain people's.
Yeah, what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just that. And
as an influencer.
Yeah, he is.
Further raised the discussion about people who have a certain influence over random people.
But I don't understand this internet age where people say things that everybody feels and still get outraged about it. Yeah. But because that's how I feel. I like, if you take the vaccine, I'm not judging you for taking the vaccine. I just don't want you to judge me for not taking it. Yeah. It's that simple. Yeah. Like, okay. I'll make my own decisions based on my life, my circumstances,
my family,
my health. Yeah. And you make them for yours. You get me? My mum's had the vaccine. I'm not. Same. I ain't locked off my mum. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, mum. I understand my mum's older.
Yeah.
She wants to protect herself. Yeah. Rare. Fine, but don't judge me, and don't make me look like I'm some weird guy because I don't want to take the vaccine or I'm not rushing to get it.
Have
you know the
had?
ones?
Can I ask? All right. Can I ask? Because I don't know who has and who hasn't. But what you can answer is, have you had that? Judgmental look.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone's like, yeah, so I just had my second jab.
I had it at work.
I just had my second jab.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Have you had yours?
Yeah.
Then they just wait and they want to see how you answer the question, how the question's answered. Mm-hmm. So if you say yeah, it's kind of like, okay, that was boring. Yeah, you're not a typical black guy. You get me? Like, you get what I'm saying? But it's almost like people want to know if you're the typical black guy. Yeah. So the easiest way to find out if you're a typical black guy is to ask if you had the vaccine. Yeah. Are you really down? Are you still down?
Excuse me, when you're at home eating your watermelon and chicken
and running with your chicken drumstick.
Right? While listening to reggae.
Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. You get that judgment. I got that judgmental. I was on the bus, driving the bus. A woman picked up an elderly lady. I'm going to get my vaccine. Have you taken yours yet? No, love. So you're not going to take it then? No.
But couldn't you have just put your foot down and accelerate a little bit just to kind of give it a jerk? Oh, sorry. Just have a seat and I'll just, I'll get back to you in a minute, love. Have a seat.
But I'm problematic. I'm problematic because I want to have the dialogue with her. Yeah. I want to tell her that I'm not fucking taking it. Yeah. And I don't care how you feel about it, but I ain't taking it. And she was like, oh, well, what? Oh. I was just like, look, I don't need it. I don't feel like... But it'll
cure your blackness.
Yeah.
It'll make you, it'll make you human. If you take the vaccine, then you'll be human. It'll cure your shit. Is that all right? If you have the vaccine, we can all be one.
Bro,
we can be united if you have it. That's how people make you feel.
It's sheep mentality.
They make you feel like if you take that shit, you are now part of the world.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Cure your blackness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Take it and you'll cure all of that.
It's mad.
And don't you dare not take the second one, because otherwise you're only half.
But then isn't the Johnson & Johnson? Isn't the Johnson & Johnson version been taken back, or they pulled it back?
They should have kept because I think all the black people would have took that one. Johnson & Johnson. You get me? Like, that's what we call it.
I got the powder.
Yeah. I got the oil.
Oh yeah.
I got the oil.
Yeah,
I love
it. Wet. But your Johnson.
Do you put oil in the bath? Do you put oil in your bath?
I thought he was gonna say something else. Oh my God! I was like, he's trying to get Drizzy out his seat. He's trying to make Drizzy run through to podcast A. He's trying to make him go down to podcast A. Run through the glass.
Yeah. You put oil in the bath, innit? Yeah. That's cool.
Still sounds bad. Just put oil in your bath. Just holds on the B. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, no, man. So you don't.
Yeah, you can.
So you don't have to, because I obviously cream my whole skin. So, but it's nice when you come out the bath, you're already kind of
moisturized.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, no bath.
All right,
I get the shower
and well, continue with the conversation.
Yeah, sorry.
On COVID. Obviously, there's a massive surge in India at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of propaganda going on.
I thought he was gonna say Indians.
I
was gonna say in India. There's lots of Indians,
but there is.
I was like, there might be.
There's 1.6 billion Indians.
1.6 billion.
1.6 billion.
So hold on. So China's got loads of Chinese people.
So now when you check the deaths, it's 2012 deaths. Yeah, 200,000. I
was gonna say they're doing all right.
200,012 deaths.
Yeah.
Since this all happened.
Yeah.
In terms of the ratio of the country, that's not a lot of deaths.
It's not high.
So I reckon, and now, when we're talking about what's going on in India, do you know that in India, like, poverty is massive? Like, millions of people die of poverty. Millions of people die from child rape. A lot of young underage women are married into families at a certain age and raped and stuff like that. So again, when I'm watching this COVID propaganda or this COVID thing happen,
why not highlight other stuff as well? Why not highlight what they're doing to the little boys?
Talking about 200,000 people's deaths, or are we talking about people who are actually suffering because they have got nothing to eat and their families have been pulled away from?
How the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm just wondering, like, sorry, but I'm just like, all right,
Jersey.
Fields.
Jersey, you got something to say?
Yeah. Just saying.
So
there should not be. There's a lot of rich people in a lot of countries. Sorry that I'm even going to the side, but I have to redeem myself. There's a lot. There's a lot of rich people in all of these countries. We should not have poverty.
We discussed that a couple episodes back about what's his name? Amazon guy, Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
And the money she got.
Listen.
Like billions. She got multi-billion, so she could. Like I said,
she got 39 bill.
Yeah,
she could take Brazil out of debt. So it's kind of like, what are we doing? Is it just part of the?
It's disgusting.
Institution where it's like, no, we got to keep you locked down there so we can further, expand the the distance. But anyway, let's not let that.
I would do that, if I knew that I could eradicate.
Come on.
If I knew that if I could eradicate poverty,
gone. Like
in a whole country, I would at least give it a try.
But you know what?
I got 39.
Do you know what saying
if
that?
I had 38.
It's mad though. Saying that and doing it is very difficult.
How do you share it?
Yeah,
how do you divvy it up?
Yeah, and
are they gonna shake it, bro? It doesn't mean
you got to give that money to for it to be distributed first and foremost. Because if you got to give it to the government might not even pay it.
They might try.
What you have to do is you get.
You buy the resources.
You've got access to 39 billion. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, but she doesn't.
A few people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, I'm sure people have tried doing stuff like that before, and it's not as easy just getting money to people, which is why a lot of people do like build houses or use the money to physically funnel the money in.
Because what I was gonna say as well is there's some poor people poor for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
Not because they don't have, not because they're not for the want of trying, but because they're not. Am I allowed to say stupid? You get what I'm saying? The fact that they're just poor with finance.
Yeah. Basically, it's real.
Yeah, but she could just go and buy a piece of land and just build little 2-bedroom apartments, or have 2-bedroom blocks of like 2 houses and just do those and just let people live in there for free. You could do that. It doesn't have to be through the government because we know the government, they always have another agenda.
Yeah.
You could literally just go in and say, I want to buy that land and I want to build 50 homes and people that live in that village
can move in there.
You can live in there.
You own it.
You own it. It's your responsibility.
Yeah, that would be live.
Yeah.
You can't sell it. You can't sell it, but you own it.
And that's yours.
And that's yours.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
That's the way to do it.
Okay, so Drizzy, what we're saying, there's a St. Vincent charity going on.
Yeah, so I
talk to me about
shout out
it.
to my boy Hearts. He sent me a flyer about this charity cycle they're doing on the 15th of May. So we're going to be cycling from London to Southend, which is like 40
That's
miles.
far.
Where? From where to where?
London to Southend.
That's not that far.
On a two-wheeler.
Yeah, it's not that far.
It's like 40 plus miles apparently.
Okay, so you do that to get here?
Yeah, you do that every day.
I'm not even.
Yeah, you're involved in that.
Yeah, you there and back. That's you there and that's
So,
you going
okay.
from yours to here and back.
So when is that?
It's good though. Well done, everyone. I mean, sorry, I wasn't thinking.
So when is this?
The 15th of May.
15th of May, and it's in aid.
Oh, so they're not going to be going
and
to-
on all the
It's in
proceeds.
aid for our brothers and sisters
Yeah.
who are still dealing with the natural disaster, which is the volcanoes in St. Vincent. So we'll put the link up. I don't know how we're going to do it because it's weird doing it on Instagram, but we'll put the information up on Instagram on the Fast Food Podcast IG story on my IG page. If you want to donate, even if it's just something as small as like 50p a pound, whatever.
Yeah, well, I'll be involved in that.
Donate,
Yeah,
man.
I'm up for that.
gonna try and make sure that I have a story to tell when I get back from cycling that to on the podcast, just to let you know how it went. But
Yeah.
I'm
So we
cycling
can
for charity.
so we can sponsor you.
I don't have a sponsor link per se, but I think it's like they'll
So
have
you're
a
just
link
gonna
to
ride
sponsor.
for no reason. Not for no reason. You're gonna ride and not be sponsored. Is my point.
Yeah, I think it's just. a case
Bruv,
of
how many
you
times
sponsor it
bruv,
to them.
we've all rode and not been sponsored?
I get it, but what I'm saying is that by you doing it and us going through you, like you could get. I don't know. You might. Not, I don't know. I'm just saying that we could.
I don't know
we
the
could
full
support
details
you
about it, but
and
I
make
think,
more money.
I think I'll have to register
them.
Right.
And then once I register, they'll probably give me a unique link that I could share for my people to
Right.
donate.
Dope.
That goes
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
all right. So
Sorry,
to
me and my early
continue,
self.
follow Drizzy on his Instagram page, Fast Food Podcast Instagram page. Drizzy on your Facebook, I guess Facebook.
It's Facebook. I really want to have a Facebook, but I haven't just because.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, so let's just do it on IG.
Yep.
My one or the Faster Podcast one. All the information will go up there.
Yep.
It's for a good cause. Shout out to Martin J and everyone else that's coming
Yeah.
together and
Mm-hmm.
getting things done.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get through this, man. It's a natural disaster, so these things happen, but we got to get through it. You know?
Okay, so we're keeping it moving. Tyrese goes viral because he shaved his girlfriend's naan bread
Yeah.
on.
She
Was it on Instagram?
Snapchat? Is it Snapchat?
So hold on a minute. How did I haven't seen the image, but you see the kunkun.
You see, no, you don't see the kunkanani. You just see her legs out, yeah,
And he's in there,
and
Taylor.
you see his head there
Shaving.
shaving.
So clearly, that's
Something wrong with him.
No, but she posted it though.
Something wrong with her.
She's filming it like this,
Something wrong with them.
and I'm like, it's an intimate moment. Your
when he
man's like,
cut her, she would know. I bet she'd bust.
Would you shave your missus's naan bread?
she asked
Yeah.
me to, yeah.
I don't know if I could.
Why?
You don't trust
Because I don't want to. Because it's such a sensitive part. I don't know if I'd wax it. I put the strip on there and just, you know, them ones there.
That's worse.
I wax it.
Yeah, but you know how to use a cutthroat. Just, you can make the skin taut. You just put on some what's it called, bed of dust. You get me, and just soap it up, froth it up. You know, you got the little, and then just pull the skin, and then just
Have you shaved any of your missus? Have you shaved a part?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
Did you? Was it an enjoyable thing, or was it something that you just did for her?
It was that and a bit nerve wracking as well.
Yeah, because I can
Because
imagine.
I'm just like, Lord, Father,
Please,
universe,
don't let me chop
make
off a
these
lip.
Hands as steady. as
don't
possible.
let me chop off a lip.
Yeah, don't let me chop
That's
off.
what you just said.
Yo,
Yeah, bro, you could chop off a lip, bro. You could chop off a lip.
What? Did you say your girl's got a mustache or something?
No, but like it's there in it, and it's all like.
So there's hair.
It's
Nah,
like,
I
all
don't
right,
know.
so, okay, cool. Have you ever shaved your wood?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So at the end of the
Wood
day,
shavers.
we've got what we have is
Look
a
how high his hands are.
What we
Like,
have,
yeah, my wood is big,
What we
innit?
have is a platform to work off. You get me? We have a base
The buffness.
to work off. Where women are non-bred, and a woman is all.
He makes it look confusing.
You know the ones there? Like, you got to, you know the ones that you got to do this? You got to do this. Okay.
Yeah, but does hair grow in that part?
You got to test where the wind is blowing, everything before you start applying pressure. Because
get a compass out.
Yeah, because you might
you
might shave off a bit that she needs, blood.
Bruv.
Yo.
Ain't it just on the skin?
Yeah, but
the hair.
Yeah, but it's all there.
You're making it sound like there's hair inside.
Yeah. You gotta go searching for it like it's
Bro, that's not cool.
It's scary for me.
So you've done it before then?
Yeah, but it's scary.
Bruv.
I prefer just to wax it because you know it's just the
peel off.
Yeah, peel
So
off.
which one did you prefer? The shaving or the waxing?
I prefer the peel off.
Yeah, so that's what you're, so from now on, that's what you're going to do.
You manscape. I like manscaping. Yeah, manscape's cool. Yeah.
So when you just take it low?
There's a manscaping kit that I'm going to buy.
Yeah, but you just like to take it low.
Have you ever cut yourself?
No. Yeah.
I've cut myself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I cut
Why?
myself.
What?
That'll help.
Bro, I nearly called the ambulance. Bro, I nearly called the ambulance. I nearly called the ambulance, blood. Bro, I was bleeding like a motherfucker.
Is it? For long?
Yeah.
Because the blood travels down.
My nutsack.
You cut your barley. Yeah. My cut is Bombays.
And it was right. You know.
So what was you doing? Holding your balls and using Bic.
You know when you're doing extra stuff,
bruv. Stop. Cut. Stop. Just stop. What tool were you using?
I was using razor blades.
A razor blade, like when you cut it in half, and then
no, I was using like what you
a Bic.
Yeah, like a Bic.
A Bic.
Yeah.
You deserve to get cut. Cut. Me,
but it was. But do you know what it was?
I was at my face with a Bic.
I was at the end of. I was at the end of the movement. Think about it. I was at the end of it, and I was just fucking around. I was at the end of it, and I was just like, "Oh, does it? Let me just
one more."
Yeah,
just one more, and you wish you could go back 20 seconds. So you took a chunk of ball
for one grade of hair.
You could have just left it as a whisker, just as a designer whisker. Yeah.
Fast and Furious 9 trailer is out. Have you seen it?
Doesn't want to tuck his balls no more.
Yeah.
Fast 9.
I'm in, bro.
Yeah.
That's why we have cinemas, right?
Yeah.
Like cinemas open a couple weeks time.
Yeah. Are you gonna go back into the cinema?
Yeah,
I was going when we had lockdown, bro.
Yeah, I'm going back in.
You was going to the cinema in lockdown.
It opened for a little period of time.
Okay.
And I went in there, watched Tenet. I watched Black Panther.
Oh, I want to see that in the cinema. I kept on trying to watch it on the laptop. I keep on falling asleep.
Tenet I can't get.
I'm good with Tenet.
Nah, it's dope.
So, but the trailer for Fast 9 looks as usual, as far-fetched as everything.
And I'm in.
But I'm involved.
I'm in.
Because it's
a bad boy film.
It's a movie, yeah. They do their thing. Tyrese is back in it, so he's happy.
Tyrese is funny. Listen, man.
Ludacris is back in it.
Of course. You got to have your demographic. Films. Yeah, I'm in, bro.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I like it.
5 is my favorite one, though.
Have you watched Without Remorse?
No. I've seen the trailer. That's mad.
I watched it.
When did you watch it?
Friday when it came out. I couldn't wait. I've been waiting for it to come out.
Good?
Wicked.
Okay, cool. That's it. That's all I need to hear.
Wicked. Briefly, we're going to quickly go through RIPG Shock G.
Shock G, man.
Another one.
Bro.
Another one. Another one.
Give up.
Just keeps happening, and it's like we're becoming desensitized because it's just happening all the time.
I'm not.
It's crazy.
It's becoming too regular, man.
Yeah, but it's that age.
It's the age.
What it is that it's coming to that where more people die. Once you've hit 50 onwards,
plus
the probability goes far higher.
Yeah. Especially if you're
not looking after,
or you got
complications, addictions, this, that, and that. I heard, and I don't mean to be whatever or taint his name or whatever, but I heard that towards the last few months, he was actually struggling with substance abuse.
Was he?
Yeah, and that's hard to hear because obviously, like, it's a rumor, but just like Digital Underground, man, that was one of my first influences to all of that space.
Yeah.
You get my brethren Raymond, shout out to Ray.
Yeah.
Ray had all of those. He had all of those like sex packets, and he just brought me into that space with that music. But I don't know, man. R.I.P. to them. Yeah.
It's crazy. Just briefly before we move on, because we've still got to go to intermission period, and we've got a last subject to talk about. Just DMX's funeral. Did you see anything about it or stuff like that?
I saw when Eve and well, that wasn't the funeral though, was it?
Because it was Saturday
when,
and Sunday.
Yeah, you know when they were talking about it and the little girl was not rapping, but she did a little song.
Yeah.
I saw all of that. I saw when Ghost and what's his name? And oh my goodness, what's the name from the Locks?
Jada.
And Jada, Stars. So Stars, I call him Ghost, but yeah, Stars and Jada were talking on the mic and all that, and I
saw that. Dragon was there. Sis was there.
It was so emotional.
Nas was there.
Yep.
Someone else was there, but they didn't go through the front door. Yeah, someone else was there. Because wherever them two go, it just takes away the focus of whatever's happening.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Went through. Some people's like, oh, how come so and so
wasn't there?
But he was there. He just went through a different way.
Yeah.
Why do you think?
So all the focus is on
DMX.
Because you know what it's like when them two go in hysteria.
Yeah, and it takes us to be. That's respect. I like that.
Yeah, there was a clip going around
because you want to be there, but you don't want to be the life and soul of it because it's not about you. That's what I'm saying.
So apparently they went through because it was at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So a clip came out showing Jay-Z and Beyonce in the back, like probably where your car pulls up, making their way through. Which is I'm fine with that because it's not about them. It's about paying their respects to DMX.
Of course. So yeah, man. R.I.P. DMX, obviously. Okay, we're going to move forward, man. This is a part of the show where we always play music, showcase UK talent. This week, we have a artist called Just Rival, who's just released a record called Another Day Blessings. So let's check this out.
Let's go.
Don't interrupt my mission.
Shout out to Just Rival.
Yeah, I have to know who I am first to know how to navigate this thing.
Report on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Got to shout out these people because I talk to them pretty much every day at the moment. Shout out to Shawnee, shout out to Sarah, Denise, Anti Sugar, Anti Carlotta, Rihanna.
Yep.
Shout out to Smokes, to Nads,
Sure.
Alvera, Anti Shars, Anti Tyrone Sharks, Joseph, I see you. Blessings to you. He actually does a podcast. He's asking me to come and guest on his show. Within the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to go check him. He is out. Do you know what? Joseph is one of those guys that is incredibly hilarious, but at the same time, I don't know if he's doing it to wind people up or if he's serious. But whatever he's doing, he's got to keep it moving because it's fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Anti Nicola, Anti AJ, E-Man. Me and E-Man battling this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, be there for that. Anti Ruli, Mr. Dutty, Anti Jamaica. If I've missed anybody, I will mention you on the next episode. Anyone else want to do quick shout outs?
I want to big up my boy Mr. Anderson. Shout out to Jason because he always checks out the show. Shout out to my boy Innie. Always give me feedback on the show. Shout out to my girl Whitney up in the ATL, man. She likes the vibes on the show, so shout out to her. Shout out to the rest of the ATL crew. You know what I mean?
Anyone from your camp, Trim?
Just for the fam, just Kai, Riz, obviously Massive Action. Shout out Justin, my boy Justin Wright. He's also part of and all the Pips and Trips crew who I do my trading with and all of that. So shout out to them. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be fair.
Shout out to my Brooklyn crew. Shout out to my brother Chris each and every time. Shout out to the fly guy Chris. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to you, man. And shout out to everybody who actually interacts with us on our Facebook. Shout out to John, my brethren John from work. Good guy. Shout, big up to you. Just spending time commenting and giving us your insight into how you feel about certain things. Saeed, I want to big you up. Who else can I think of off top now that really, really makes some input into our stuff? Anyway, look, big up everybody anyway. Fast Food Podcast, episode 7. We got down to this. This is only just kind of come about and escalated within the last couple of days, maybe even a day.
Sounds serious.
Very.
Again, I'm on Clubhouse, and I got the news on Clubhouse.
Okay.
Someone flew into the room. Have you heard? What? So we're talking about Noel Clarke. Allegations have been coming out recently with regards to him, allegedly, because we don't know if it's true right now, allegedly bullying and abusing women. And this is going as far back as 2004. Am I shocked? No. At the moment, it's very hard for me to be shocked about a lot of things. Am I disappointed? If this is true, yeah, because I bought into him. I bought into Noel Clarke, especially obviously him doing Bulletproof with Ash. Ash is one of my close people in the industry in terms of, you know, we chop it up a lot, just about everything, from family to business to, you know, him coming on my show at some point as well. So I messaged Asher D actually, or Ashley Walters. Most people might know him as Ashley Walters, and I sent him my love and support, because obviously he put out a statement. Do we want to read the statement?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do that.
Let's read the statement.
Okay, so he said, and I quote, because it's not good to paraphrase.
Yeah, we need to get line for line.
That's how we get down.
Excuse me. Watch out, I'm going to get into Oxford University with these vocals. All right. So my thoughts are with the women who have come forward and told their awful stories. I am in shock and deeply saddened by what I have heard of on a multitude of levels. I could never condone behavior of this nature, neither in nor out of the workplace. And whilst Noel has been a friend and colleague for several years, I cannot stand by and ignore these allegations. Sexual harassment, abuse, and bullying have no place in our industry. Every woman has a right to a safe workplace, and moving forward, I pledge my dedication to this. Signed, Ashley Walters. Now, Ashley did what I would have expected him to do. I know a lot of people want to kick someone while they're down.
As you continue, Drizzy, to speak, because I don't want to interrupt you, a lot of people have been saying that why is Ash just out in his brethren like this, in terms of why has he put this out to move away from him?
Okay.
A lot of that's happening.
So I think that some people who are not in Ashley's shoes do not understand that Ashley is a well-known actor. Like, those that in the know he's a musician as well. But right now, the last 10 years, people know him. As of Top Boy, people know Ashley as an actor. Get Rich or Die Trying, this, that, and the third, whatever. Anyway, I think those who are not in Ashley's shoes don't realize that he is collaborating with a lot of studios. Netflix, Sky Studios. Sky Studios just pumped in multi-million pounds in regards to creating new content, and creators and that. They're really trying to invest in homegrown talent for content. Ashley had to say something just because there would have been pressure from one of those studios to say, hey, buddy, we like our little relationship we got going on, but we need you to distance yourself far away from this as possible. Ashley has a young family.
Absolutely.
Has to think of the bigger picture. He's nowhere, shape, or form out in his brethren in this statement. He just says, I don't condone the actions that are being thrown around. He not once did he say, I disown him. I
don't respect him.
We don't know. He probably had a conversation with him prior to sending out that message. He's not out in his brethren.
But he must remove himself from the situation.
Who wants to be associated
Hold
with
on a minute. First and foremost, Ash is only responsible for Ash. I think that's the bottom line. He doesn't know. Yeah, well, that's him. As far as I'm concerned, that's part of his brand. But the up and down of it is real. He's not responsible for what Noel does. He's responsible for how he manages the situation because he is now he's associated with Noel regardless.
Guilty by association.
So he has to make sure that he's put in a situation because nobody knows what's going to happen with Noel, whether his career will continue, whether he will accept anything if he has done it, whether he decides that he's not guilty, whatever that is. But as far as Ashley goes, he has to cover all bases and he has to do what's best because before Noel Clarke, Ash was doing whatever Ash did. Yeah. And when Noel goes, there'll still be Ash.
Trim, with these allegations that's come out,
they're serious allegations.
For example, you've been told there's dick pics of you. You've been sending dick pics. Now, we spoke about this before. People send dick pics.
Yeah.
People send dick. Bro, I haven't sent a dick pic, but I know it's a normal thing for. In fact, when you're looking at me like that, did I say in a season or seasons before that I haven't sent a dick pic or I have? Because I need to be consistent.
Why?
No, that's cool.
Why does he need to?
So let me shut up. People got receipts.
100%.
It'll be a receipt.
Why are you asking though?
No, because it's funny.
Okay.
I'm not. I can't recall.
No, I said I didn't, so that's cool.
Well, I'm just.
I said I never. You said you had.
I said I did.
Yeah, I've never sent one, right? But what I'm gathering from the new dating scene and the way I'm out here. I'm not out here no more. So what I'm gathering by what's going on, the moving and shaking, because is that what you lot used to? Anyway, that sending your naan bread on in the mail or sending your wood in the mail to an individual is normality. Is that not?
I don't know if it's normality, but it is common.
Okay.
It's common.
So when we're talking about Noel Clarke sending dick pics, that's not really something you can
it's not solid.
It's not solid.
No.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
Did he send it solid?
No, I don't know. He didn't send it to me.
Also, he was. There's allegations of him sexually assaulting somebody in a storage room. And there's allegations of him recording naked auditions. Now, this is a madness. Right. Now, when you're auditioning for a role, why do you have to be naked?
You don't.
So why are these girls naked?
Because he supposedly said that that's what the requirement was.
For a role?
Yeah, but if it's a sex role...
In a role in a porn...
Yeah, sex role. I mean, not even in a porn.
Bro, I mean, why would you want... If you're going to do... I don't know...
What if she's got a scabby back? Like, if you want to know... You want to know... You want to know that she exfoliates or that she's got, like her
PhD balance
is neat.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, you don't need to be naked. You can show documents for that. Why do you have to go to a audition and strip down and be naked? I don't understand this shit.
So here's the thing. Say Trim has dedicated
his life to being naked.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing.
He's dedicated his life. He wants to be a movie star.
Yeah.
He's grown up in Eddie Murphy. He's seen Morgan Freeman, Uncle Denzel. That's where he sees himself going. Mm-hmm. He goes to film school. He then sees an audition. The audition says, "Hey, we're looking for someone. We're looking for characters to fit roles in Brotherhood."
Mm-hmm. I got bear roles.
He then turns up, and they say to him, they say to him, "Hey, we need you to
strip down
for this audition."
Yeah.
He's so eager.
Strip down for what?
He's so eager to try and get his foot in the movie industry, the acting industry. He's like, you know what?
I'll do anything.
Compromising.
I'm going to do that because this
I want the roles.
If I get the role, could potentially lead to more roles. And I understand that, and it's naive, but I get it because you've worked so hard to learn your craft, and the opportunities come now. Are you really going to be like, no, you know what?
You're limiting your shit.
Yeah.
No, because you want me to get naked, whereas it's like, well, this is what you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
But so I get that being naive side of things.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, said person, director, what do they call them, man? Talent, whatever they call it, talent agency, whatever.
Yeah.
They're abusing their power.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you're aware that this person is desperate to become an actor, and you want to take advantage. Go, yeah, you have to get naked.
This is where if things come out that he has really done this and no longer becomes allegations, you fully fucked up, bro. Because if you've been doing this for that long, you need help, one, and two, you need time. Because it's like we men, I feel like we don't talk about this enough, about protecting women. I don't feel like we talk about protecting women enough.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, I'm not saying we do specifically, but a lot of men just go to, oh, what did she do? Or why were you there? Or
in the first place.
What? Yeah, like, okay, cool, but these people are obviously preying on people who are weak, because another woman could be there who's about that life, talks up her team, and would never let a man even think about touching them. But they would, someone like Noel Clarke wouldn't do that to them. Wouldn't even try to, because they know potentially this woman wouldn't.
That's out his bracket.
But a vulnerable woman who is maybe soft-spoken, a little more timid, a little more introvert, a little bit more, she does non-confrontational, might compromise herself because she wants to be in a role or wants to be in a certain position, and he's seeing that. Now, when you're doing all these calculations in your head as a man towards a woman because you want thrills or you want to be,
one up on them.
Yeah.
This is sick.
It's manipulation, man.
It is. But there's also women, that you were saying that there's women that aren't, that they might be a bit more timid, whatever. There's also women out there that are very aggressive and also be like, do you know what? I want this role, so I'm going for it, and I'm strong enough to be naked and wear. It's art. It's art. I'll do what I want.
But that's consent.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? That's what
I wanted you to say.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's back to that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's when you're not consenting to this and you're just getting duped.
But you're being told it's not being filmed. And then someone.
And that's what I'm trying to allude to. I wanted that to get lifted, yeah.
What we're talking about as well, a lot of people have been saying, it's coincident of the timing, because obviously now he's had his BAFTAs taken away from him. His BAFTA got taken away. Basically, what the Guardian, what BAFTA said was, obviously they didn't want to not.
It's been suspended.
They don't want to continue with. They didn't want to not give him the BAFTA because at the time there wasn't enough evidence to show that he had done these things.
But they've been doing this for a long time. This investigation's been going on for quite some time.
Yeah, it's Pete.
Adam Deacon flagged it originally while they were doing the little.
Shout out to Adam Deacon. Everybody thought he was a madman.
Yeah, but I think people going about this the wrong way, because they're all like, oh yeah. A lot of people on Twitter are saying like, oh yeah, we need to give him an apology, this, that, and the third. But it's not about Adam Deacon right now. It's about these women who.
It's about all of them, if I'm being honest, because he's.
Yeah, but he's the one who lit the match to get everyone's attention to it. But what I'm saying is that the whole apologize to the Adam Deacon thing, I don't see how that helps the situation.
Yeah.
All right, we apologize to Adam Deacon. Is that going to change the outcome of the situation?
Yeah. What people are saying is same thing like when R. Kelly is like people flagged it, but no one paid attention to it because of the source. Yeah. You get me? So now, because it's so much, and I feel like, again, it's where I question the system and a lot of things. Why does multiple things have to happen before somebody can get like? If you have to wait until 20 women get touched. Like, it's ridiculous. You got to wait. I know you got to gather evidence, and I'm not even talking about time. Time is neither here nor there. Time. Yeah, there's no. It's neither here nor there. But it's just like gathering, like.
The disappointing thing is that
it's sad.
We as a people, and I'm generalizing now. I'm a down that hill. We tend to always want to point the finger at the man, which kind of goes back to conversation we had over the past 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Like taking accountability for what you want to do.
Yeah.
We like to say the man. We're not leveling up and moving on in life because of the man. The man's putting these obstacles in front of us, an extra 3 while they're just doing 1 and all that. But then you have to sit down and look in the mirror and sometimes just say,
It's me.
it's me. You have to take accountability because the man did not put you in that position and tell you to do those things. You knew you was in a position where I've got an executive hat, I've got an actor hat, I can have certain
All these
meetings
girls
that
want to be around.
right. So they can see me as a way to try and get their career started. And what do? You could have been the plug, and people were like, you know what? When they win their award, I want to big up Noel Clarke.
Yeah.
Because he was the person who saw the talent in me, and he gave me a chance, and I wouldn't be here without him. That's the kind of position you want to put yourself in. Instead, we're hearing all these.
He's got a family, hasn't he?
Yeah, wife, children.
Yeah.
My God.
But then people are highlighting the fact that his wife is white, and I'm like, I don't understand.
That's got nothing to do with
I
anything.
don't understand what that.
What's the color of his wife's skin got to do with what's going on right now? Oh, she was probably in on it. Like
What? Yeah, that's ignorance.
right.
That's straight stupid.
So I don't know. It's just disappointing.
I wouldn't give that any credence at all.
He's in a position. We looked at Noel Clarke. He gave a great speech at the BAFTAs. I got it on my phone. He gave a great speech at the BAFTAs. And I listened to that and I was like, all right, man. And then you got Daniel Kaluuya killing it in Hollywood. John Boyega, first brother, even though it was a small role in like to have a proper role in Star Wars. He's doing his thing. Damn, okay. That's into you. You know, you got Damon Idris in Snowfall. We're all about to the point where you can't not watch something without remorse. Michael B. Jordan. We're everywhere, bro. And then we got Black Panther 2 coming. We're in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Man just became the new Captain America. Shit's moving up. We're everywhere.
And this is why I said at the beginning of the podcast that when Kaluuya got his Oscar, we can look to Kaluuya.
Yeah.
Like, let's not keep looking at, because we're black and because they're trying to bring us all down. Because there is good representation from.
Yes.
There's plenty of that.
Plenty.
Shella Cole is out here doing her thing.
What Noel Clarke has done or allegedly doing has no reflection on the rest of us. That's him.
Right.
And that's his shit, and that's him. That's what he's gonna have to deal with now. I'm guessing he's under a lot of pressure. I'm glad, obviously, studios have removed themselves from him. A lot of things, but that because of the height of this movement, the Me Too movement, and etc. Now things are going to be highlighted, which is stuff that should have been highlighted ages ago. If we go down the rabbit hole of how many shits should have been flagged up from date, cool, you know what I mean? But right now, I'm not looking at Noel Clarke and going, they're attacking black people. I'm looking at this motherfucker like, bro, you're on your own over there.
I only
doing that
see them
fuckery.
attacking Noel Clarke because Noel Clarke was the one. Black people wasn't the one touching. It was him.
Yeah.
He happens to be.
So with that being said, can someone who's at the age of 30 be held accountable for something they may have done at the age of 20 without thinking that it would have any further big repercussions?
That's a good question.
Like,
It's a brilliant question.
Like, at the age of 20, you're doing stuff a 20-year-old would be doing. You probably was loud and Larry. You was probably this, that, and the third. Can you be held accountable for being like that then?
You might have touched up a woman inappropriately and not really been sensitive to the matter.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we spoke about it several times even in clubs where you kind of rub past a girl or you've done inappropriate things that on the surface doesn't seems harmless, but if you're not getting consent, then we're talking about a situation. So now I can go on record to say I haven't done great things as a 20-year-old. I haven't done great things, but also I wouldn't say that I've always been I've always had women who have been around me and been mad comfortable.
Yeah.
I've never had, do you know what I mean? There's not, I can put hand on heart, touch wood, that
his hand was mad close to his waist, didn't it?
Touch wood. That there's not a woman out there that can go, rare, Morgs did this or he was inappropriate with me, because I'm just not that way. I'd rather a woman be inappropriate with me before it got to that point. So then
So is that like the whole prostate thing that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, imagine a woman sticking her finger up your arse and you turning around and going,
Thanks.
This is very inappropriate.
And she just goes and put the second one in.
It says, I'm about to teach you a lesson.
I think that was inappropriate.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with your prostate, babe. It's just fine.
All right, so we're going to summarize, because I think this story is going to continue, no doubt. We're going to hear more information on this.
We'll definitely probably speak about this on another edition of the show. It's just sad to see brothers in situations and it's their own undoing. You know, if someone sets you up and all that, like, man.
How'd you get set up like that? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But when it's your own doing, like you did this on your own accord.
And this is the
I
thing.
think he's got. If this is the case, sorry, G.
Yeah, go on.
I genuinely think that if this is something that he it has done, if he's actually done these things that has been alleged, that there's some serious mental health issues. Serious. Because even with the mentioning of Adam Deacon, obviously, you know, like there wasn't any talk of him being homosexual. So obviously, if Adam Deacon got abused, then that's something. That's a new ball game as well. Is that to be questioned that he's done maybe other males as well?
I don't know that any I don't have any information on that.
Oh.
And I haven't heard. I've heard rumblings, but I've not. Again, it's not nothing concrete I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Do you think those situations are handled differently to when it's a woman making those accusations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because supposedly when he was trying to not so much track him down, but there was Adam was meant to be going to places where Noel was, like directing and things like that, and then security were there to stop him from going in and, you know, having his moment. But then that was the time when he was around having his mental breakdown and stuff like that.
Yeah,
would that not make you want to have a breakdown, knowing that
he was castrated and thrown to the side and all that, man? Because obviously so.
I just want to say,
understandably so. If that was
in closing, if you're a man and you know any of your friends or close people around you are doing any of this type of fuckery, that you need to take that person to the side, that man or woman, and say to them, this has got to stop, or it's on top.
Get help.
Because we can't condone any of this, especially when somebody's in the right frame of mind and knows what they're doing. Like when you, like, there's so many things that I've seen in the past where, you know what it is with men. I feel sometimes men feel kind of entitled a little bit too much. Not even in a sexual way with women, but I'm just talking about, you know, that kind of I can slap her in a bum and I'm cool. Or,
that's nothing.
Yeah, or you know what I mean?
She should expect that from a heterosexual guy.
Yeah.
Look at what she's wearing. She's wearing that, so I should be able to smack her in her batty.
Yeah, and I can walk up to her and whine her without her giving me consent.
Okay, I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
I've got a long track record of that.
Yeah.
And I got relaxed, I guess. The whole consent thing, and I made me realize how many people's daughters I've whined on without asking first. And I'm like,
yeah, but now you know that
it's crazy.
They're probably gonna make an app for that as well.
It's a culture.
The concept whining app.
Okay, and on that note,
God forbid.
And on that note, we're gonna sign out. It's been a pleasure, lads. Once again,
definitely
great episode. Episode 7. We'll figure out the name when I'm editing.
Yeah,
it's cool. I want to thank you, Drizzy Freckles, for coming. Sakafet. Trim Trimmer, who got the keys to my women. Blessings, Joe.
Blessings, my brother.
Blessings, thanks for coming down.
Yes, Joe.
Representing myself, Morgan Heights. Don't forget, every fortnight these episodes come out on all DSPs. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fast Food Podcast TV.
Subscribe, share.
Subscribe, share. Follow us on Twitter, Fast Food Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, Fast Food Podcast. Googles. Do your Googles. Yeah, Google Fast Food Podcast and you'll find it. We're going to sign out because I got the rest of the day to live.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got football to watch.
Oh, shit. We got
4:30.
Man United, Liverpool.
What's the predictions?
I got to
look. Turn up anymore.
No. What's the predictions? We didn't ask that. 3 points for United. What's the predictions for the score?
I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. Ooh. Okay. Heights.
If Fabinho's in the midfield, we've got a chance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but what's the score?
2-1.
2-1 Liverpool. Joe? 2-2. Nice. I like that. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a match.
All right. Me personally, I reckon that it's going to be 1-0 Liverpool.
It's interesting.
That's possible. We
cannot concede. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Okay, I need to check the lineup for 30. Yeah, definitely, bro. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Fun.
Blessings, people. This is the Fast Food Podcast, episode 7. Morgan Heights signing out like this. God bless. We'll see you in a fortnight. Peace.
We're now listening to the Fast Food Podcast.
The Fast Food Podcast.